The world is filled with high-profile politicians and world leaders. From prime ministers and presidents through to dictators, who is that the highest paid today? Ideally, the countries with the highest GDP per capita have the very best paid leaders. Presidents and heads of the state are powerful, but exactly what proportion of salaries they're paid per annum in various countries of the world? And the way does they fare in terms of the salaries they earn against the salaries of average citizens of their respective countries? So, in this video, we are going to discuss about the top 10 highest paid world leaders. But before we discuss more about this, please confirm you've pressed that red subscribe button alongside the tiny bell icon to get all the updates and notification about our channel. So let's get started. Number 1. Hsien Loong, Prime Minister of Singapore. Annual salary, $1.61 million. Is Singapore's Prime Minister really overpaid? The Singapore Prime Minister is earning $2.2 million a year, including bonuses. The norm salary is about at twice that of an MR4 minister, an entry-level minister in Singapore. The Prime Minister doesn't receive a performance bonus as there's nobody to assess his performance annually. However, he still receives the national bonus. Since 1960, the GDP per capita of Singapore has grown the foremost across the countries we compared, 133 times to around $57,714 per capita in 2017, compared to 42 times Malaysia, 107 times Hong Kong, 98 times China, 19 times USA, and 28 times UK. Since 1960, the population of Singapore has grown the second fastest across the varied countries we compared, 3.4 times compared to 3, 0.8 times Malaysia, 2.4 times Hong Kong, 1.9 times China, 1.8 times USA, and 1.25 times UK. But in terms of actual figures, we are the littlest in population size at 5.6 million. The Singapore Prime Minister earns almost 2 times quite his counterpart in Hong Kong, who comes in second place. In comparison, some top CEOs earn a minimum of 3 times more. Number 2. Carrie Lam, Chief Executive of Hong Kong. Annual salary, $568,400. Chief Executive Carrie Lam Chang Wet Ngor is getting a pay rise this year, together with her annual salary rising by $120,000 to $5.21 million as reported. The increase was revealed in response to an issue by the Civic Party's Tanya Chan Sook Chong as the legislature prepares to vet this year's budget. Eunice Yeung Ho Yan from the New People's Party asked whether rather than an increase, the CEO could take a salary cut to point out solidarity with Hong Kongers struggling through the coronavirus pandemic. The government said Lam and her ministers will make timely responses should things deteriorate. The government said Lam and her cabinet would each donate a month's salary to the charity to point out solidarity with the general public amid the slowing economy. Lam is one of the very best paid leaders within the world. Singapore had announced an identical move earlier within the day for its senior officials. Number 3. Ueli Maurer, President of Swiss Confederation. Annual salary, $482,958. President Ueli Maurer of Switzerland earns $482,958 once a year, quite the other head of state within the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The OECD is an intergovernmental economic organization of the 36 highest income economies that are also dedicated to set transparency standards for governments of worldwide democracies. As a part of the OECD standards, Maurer's salary will always be general knowledge. In 2008, Maurer was named a Fellow of the International Association for Cryptologic Research for fundamental contributions to information theoretic cryptography, service to the IACR, and sustained educational leadership in cryptology. In 2015, he was named a Fellow of the Association for Computing Machinery for contributions to cryptography and knowledge security. In 2016, he got the RSA Award for Excellence in Mathematics. Number 4. Donald Trump, President of the U.S. Annual salary, $400,000. President Donald Trump's sprawling network of properties and investments, both domestic and foreign, make way for a replacement sort of influence that sets him aside from previous presidents. But an influx of money to Trump properties from political campaigns, foreign actors, and multinational corporations with a stake in U.S. policy doesn't appear to possess dramatically outweighed the apparent decline in revenue that comes with being related to a high-profile divisive political figure. Trump reported earning an estimated $461 million in income last year, consistent with most up-to-date disclosures to the Office of Estate Ethics, compiled by Open Secrets. That's slightly down from $486 million in 2017. Trump is reported making an estimated $2.3 billion in total income from various investments and business ventures since he declared a run for president in June 2015, consistent with estimates from Open Secrets. As Trump's reported income dropped, his total assets increased to $1.72 billion, up from $1.66 billion last year. When adding an estimated $408 million in debts, much of which is held in Deutsche Bank, his net worth grew to an estimated $1.31 billion from $1.26 billion. Number 5. Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Australia. Annual salary, $378,415. Prime Minister Scott Morrison is among the world's highest-paid political leaders, earning an annual salary of $549,229. Quite a German Chancellor Angela Merkel and New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. That figure includes a replacement $11,000 a year pay raise, which the Prime Minister secured last week on an equivalent day a number of Australia's lowest-paid workers had their penalty rates cut. The Independent Remuneration Tribunal announced a 2% increase to all or any MP's pay. Mr. Morrison's generous salary is about 7 times the national wage, which the Australian Bureau of Statistics estimates to be about $1,600 per week. He follows closely behind U.S. President Donald Trump, who earns about $578,000 a year, all of which he donates to a variety of state agencies, including the Department of Education. Number 6. Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany. Annual salary, $369,727. Angela Dorothea Merkel is the first woman to be the Chancellor of Germany and therefore the leader of the Christian Democratic Union. A German politician and former research scientist, Merkel is aptly portrayed as the de facto leader of the ECU Union. A dynamic personality, Merkel has been ranked within the world's most powerful person list by Forbes magazine for the 9th time. Her annual salary is $369,727. Presently, the senior G7 leader, Merkel is the longest incumbent head of state within the European Union. Maybe a German politician serving as Chancellor of Germany since 2005 and leader of the center-right Christian Democratic Union since 2000. Merkel was born in Hamburg and then West Germany and moved to East Germany as an infant when her father, a Lutheran clergyman, received a pastorate in Perleberg. She obtained a doctorate in quantum chemistry in 1986 and worked as a search scientist until 1989. Following the 2005 federal election, Merkel was appointed Germany's first female chancellor at the top of a grand coalition consisting of the CDU, its Bavarian sister party, the Christian Social Union, and therefore the Social Democratic Party of Germany. In 2007, Merkel was president of the ECU Council and played a central role within the negotiation of the Treaty of Lisbon and therefore the Berlin Declaration. One of Merkel's consistent priorities has been to strengthen transatlantic economic relations. Number 7. Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of Latest Zealand. Annual salary, $339,862. Let's check. How rich is Jacinda Ardern in 2019? All the opinions you discover within shouldn't be considered totally authoritative. Our speculation is predicated on the estimation of Jacinda Ardern's salary or annual income as a documented politician. We recommend meticulous online portals like Wikipedia, Forbes, and Biography.com for more accurate statistics. See below our estimation of Jacinda Ardern's net worth from 2018 to 2025. Jacinda Ardern is 38 years old and a famous politician. Born on July 26, 1980 in New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern's wages as Prime Minister are nearly as impressive as her meteoric rise to the highest. She's set to earn just over $470,000 per annum. That's an enormous jump compared to what the Hamilton-born 37-year-old earned as an MP in 2016, about $160,000 per annum. Although it is above the country's average income, it shies as compared to Fonterra Chief Executive Theo Spearing's pay this year, quite $8.3 million. But how does it pile up against other world leaders? Number 8. Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz, President of Mauritania. Annual salary, $330,000. He is best known for being an official. He's a member of the famous politicians with the age of 63 years old. We recommend you to see the list of the famous politician biography and net worth. He's one among the richest politicians who was born in Mauritania. Mauritania may be a critical port and rail system within China's Belt and Road Initiative, which is creating major economic and defense ties between China and Africa. Relations between Mauritania and China's leadership are stronger than ever, but the differences between the two nations are stark. China's GDP is 2,400 times Mauritania's GDP. Yet, President Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz earns almost the maximum amount per month as Chinese President Xi Jinping earns per annum, consistent with SHARE, our report says. Number 9. Sebastian Kurz, Chancellor of Austria. Annual salary, $328,584. Sebastian has been in politics since 2009. Also an equivalent year, he was elected because of the chairman of the Austrian People's Party Youth Wing. After a year, he served on the Vienna Council to 2011. The subsequent year, he was appointed because of the Minister of Integration and have become the youngest ever member of the government. Likewise, in 2011, he became the State Secretary for Integration. Serving for 2 years, he then served because of Europe's youngest ever Secretary of State at the age of 27. Later in May 2017, he became the leader of the People's Party. Later in October, he became Austria's youngest ever chancellor at the age of 31. Serving as an official, Sebastian may need accumulated substantial income, but it's still unknown to the media. Consistent with CEO World, the estimated salary of Austrian Chancellor is around $330,396. As of 2019, Sebastian's net worth is estimated at $1 million. Number 10. Xavier Bettel, Prime Minister of Luxembourg. Annual salary, $278,035. Xavier Bettel may be a Luxembourg politician. He's the present Prime Minister of Luxembourg since 2013, serving his second term. He's Luxembourg's first openly gay Prime Minister and is additionally the primary openly gay Prime Minister within the world to be re-elected for a second term. He's also the member of the Chamber of Deputies. He previously served because of the mayor of Luxembourgville. He's a member of the Democratic Party. Xavier Bettel may be a politician who currently is the Prime Minister of Luxembourg. Serving because the country's head, he's one among the highest paid leaders within the world. His annual salary because the Prime Minister is reported at $278,035. His net worth is going to be updated soon. That's it, guys. Hope you liked the video. Share your thoughts within the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so.
With